Now, if you're in from 60 or 65, that doesn't seem such a good bounce. But again, in percentage terms, that's a major, major move.
Hi, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll have some price predictions from Gareth Soloway that will serve as our guide for trading and can make us wealthy if we act on it every time it occurs. So just stick around until the end of this video, and if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss our new Bitcoin contents. By the way, this is not a financial advice. This video presents solely the opinions based on personal speculations. You should not take it as a financial advice, and you should always do your own research before making any investment. The fact that something worked for us and made us millionaires does not guarantee that it will work for you the same way. Price is always king according to Gareth Soloway, and charts are always a battle between reality and emotion. Whether we are bulls or bears, he believes we should constantly keep in mind that price charts will offer us the clearest signal. He claimed that the break of 20,000 occurred just this past weekend, and the key is to comprehend why it did. So given that, many people believed 20,000 to be the bottom. They all joined the bandwagon once we reached, say, 30. But the fact remains that when everyone is screaming for a low of 20, many individuals are placing stops right below that level. And a market has a propensity to move through those limits. Make people panic, drive away the weak hands, and you'll eventually reach a temporary bottom. He said we had this collapse from about 40,000 down to 26 or 25 that actually moved down to 14,000. It's about 14,000 that was replicated perfectly with a measured move down to about 1,500. That's a measured move that gives you a good basis for a low. He continued, if we examine, we can see that the high in January or December 2017 was a significant level. Just one more tiny nugget of amazing technical analysis. If you take the low from March of 2020, which is the low from COVID, we have now reclaimed it, so we know that support. Back quite a while, that was the lowest point for Bitcoin. It was close to 4,000, and if you draw a parallel line up from this most recent low to it, you'll reach the two highs from the last April and November. According to Soloway, as soon as we surpass 20,000 and maintain it, more individuals will begin to assert that Bitcoin has reached a significant low. At that point, the bulls will reappear with a vengeance in an effort to convince people that we can now resume our ascent to all-time highs. He predicts that we'll push it back to 25 to 30,000 over the course of the next 3 to 6 weeks, up from 17,000, which is a low of 175 percentage point. If we entered from 60 or 65, that wouldn't seem like a great bounce. But once we reach there, that's a significant move now in percentage terms. Sadly, he still sees more negative aspects. His second price prediction on the downside, which is probably around 12,000, is where he still expects us to go. He believes that it's critical to acknowledge that he continues to be a long-term bull on Bitcoin. In actuality, at age 19, we exceeded 20,000. Even though he was bearish, he stated that he started his beginning huddle position and that it has been there ever since. He consistently argued that Bitcoin has a significant economic impact on the world and anticipates that it will eventually reach a value of $100,000, $500,000, or perhaps $1 million. The last time he spoke, he discussed the Darwinian idea that only the strongest will survive and how the system is filled with so much garbage. Here, it is intended that a short-term rebound to 25 or 30 will occur because 25 is your low from the Terra Luna collapse and will act as opposition. It's a crucial level. Then, if you go up, there was a lot of consolidation that took place, just about 30,000 for about a month. And it will be a huge resistance, making it difficult for him to imagine with the Nasdaq. He believes that we need to wash out more of the cryptos and weak-handed bitcoins so that we can eventually reach a huge point bottom later this year. He thinks that there is a good probability that we will return to 65 within 2 or 3 years. He predicts that the next 3 to 6 months will be the most challenging. If we look at previous cycles of Bitcoin, we'll bottom out after that, and then you'll likely have another 6 months of sideways chop. Even when the economy truly declines and he observes the signs of that, he continues to have that belief. The Fed will eventually claim that while there is 10% unemployment, there is 5% or 4% inflation. It might just take a little bit longer since we now need to print again, which will be another benefit for Bitcoin. He believes that by the end of November of last year, we were 69. When we were 69, everyone was clamoring for that rapid pleasure. The markets simply don't operate that way. If everyone is on one side, they will try to drive them away and force them to sort of give up. But eventually, the asset will make sense. With the Federal Reserve, central banks, and money printing in the world we live in, it is necessary. We must acknowledge that this is a different environment that Bitcoin has ever experienced because it is somewhat of an inflationary environment and will reach 100 and beyond. However, previous cycles have shown that it bottoms after 12 months and with 8 in the 6 months, so 18 months out. A big hiking environment without any stimulus flowing into the system may make it take longer. The second bullish run occurs between 18 and 24 months after it starts to chop. In his years of trading stocks, commodities, and now cryptocurrencies, he has seen that assets can go considerably further up or down than anyone anticipates. He stated that we would like not to remove the 3,500 plus lows from 2018 and 2019. Aside from that, the Fed's actions, which involve sucking money out of the system, have created a new unprecedented environment for cryptocurrencies. Soloway warned that we must be prepared for the possibility of an extremely bumpy ride. At 19,000, he briefly assumed a hodl stance. He basically told himself that he wants to acquire Bitcoin and hold it for a longer period of time as an investment. He calculated a number and split it into 6 equal halves. He purchased it with the first $6 he had, since he knew from his trading history that it might easily fall below his lowest point. He basically set a buy level of that amount at 1/6 every 3,000 down, which means he may potentially have some still usable money even below 12,000. Russia and Ukraine, in his opinion, don't really matter when it comes to Bitcoin. Until Bitcoin kind of mature into more of a gold-type asset, he claimed that all things are secondary to what the Federal Reserve is doing. But keep in mind that Bitcoin has been around for 13 years, beginning in 2009. Everyone said beforehand that we shouldn't expect it to act as gold. It serves as a safeguard against printing of money and other unpredictable behavior among 13-year-olds. It's a brand new asset that hasn't developed like gold. For thousands of years, gold has been used. The key, in his opinion, will be that alts are still in popularity right now because people still believe in them. It will get there, but getting there will be an exciting trip. Ethereum is decoupled from other altcoins like Cardano and Polkadot, which are essentially the top 20. Soloway examined those who might be able to endure. He predicted that they might soon decouple. The most certainly won't rebound back if Bitcoin starts to truly establish itself as a safer asset that is inflationary in terms of defying inflation. He believes that the top 20 may endure and prosper. But he would be extremely cautious about anything else since we must take these into account as use cases. He continued by saying that when there is a lot of money in the system, people would invest money in these things. Once they enter a bear market, they won't give it a second thought. Big money will unquestionably be the driving force behind cryptocurrency in the future, since it will determine what is valuable and what isn't. They're going to search for use cases that have genuine, tangible uses. Ethereum has one. Bitcoin has the digital gold. But these are basically the only ones that have been mentioned in this way. While some of the others have nice, solid use cases as well, the majority of olives lack that. So that was Soloway's prediction on Bitcoin. I hope it will give you some inputs in making decisions in the future. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell notification for more interesting topics on Bitcoin.